Hi, my name is Stacy and I'm with Allison's Pantry, and I'm so excited to share with you a week's worth of meals using the Main Street Meats Week of Meats pack number 2606. This is a great pack. You can get it all comes in one. There's so many ideas you can use using these meats to make your meals with, and I've just put together a few of them for you tonight. I'm going to give you a planner at the end. It's got all of the meals that I've prepared on this with all the instructions and the directions, and so you're going to go ahead and be able to download that and print it off for your own use. First, I want to tell you a little bit about the Week of Meats pack. Comes with this 2.5 pound roast in it. It also has 4 1/3 pound patty burgers. It comes with 4 petite mini sirloin steaks and 4 chicken breasts. We're going to go ahead and do a few meals. I have 7 meals planned for 2 people using this pack, or you can do a family of 4 for 4 meals. So either way, whatever works for you, you can pick out any of these ideas from this menu and go ahead and make those up. The other products that we're going to be using tonight are the Stone Ground Bakery Tuscan Mini Loaves. You get 24 in a case. These are wonderful French bread tasting loaves, mini loaves. I've used them for so many things. We're going to use a couple different ideas tonight. We'll also use the Deluxe Stir Fry and the Fajita Blend from Flavor Pack for our veggies. We're going to go ahead and use the Yakisoba noodles. These are fun. They are a 5-pound brick. They come like this, and a lot of people want to know how to separate them and how you use them, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a little later. And then also we will talk a little bit about the Blount Alfredo sauce and the Blount macaroni and cheese with bacon. Both of these come in these boil-in bags, and you can go ahead and prepare them that way, or you can also just warm them in the saucepan if you prefer. But those are a few of the items that we're going to talk about. The main ideas for the recipes came from the Food Nanny's ideas for the theme nights, and so I went ahead. It was really easy to put them together, and I think you'll be excited. And so we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, one of our next meals is a chicken stir fry, and we're going to use the yakisoba noodles. First, let me tell you a little bit about the yakisoba noodles. So they come in that big 5-pound brick like I showed you earlier, and what I like to do is let them sit out and thaw, the whole brick thaw, and then I pull them apart just with my fingers and put them in little bread bags like this, and you'll see this one's already thawed out, so I'm going to use it. But I like to do that, and then I throw them back in the freezer. I get about 4 of these good size bread bags, 4 to 5, depending on how thick you fill them. So about a meal's worth, I get about 4 to 5 meals out of it. And then you can just pull one out when you're ready to use it, throw it on the counter, let it thaw. It will not hurt them to refreeze them again. They do just fine. So first we're going to make chicken, and I'm going to use those 2 chicken breasts. There's 4 6-ounce chicken breasts in that Week of Meats pack, and I don't know if you can really see how beautiful these are, but these are beautiful chicken breasts. No fat whatsoever on them. They are beautiful white meat, no yellow. We're going to go ahead and season them up, and I'm going to just use a salt and pepper right now. So we'll season both sides with salt and pepper, and then I'm just going to throw them in the pan. And you're going to want to let them sear on both sides. So we'll put them in a hot pan. Okay, and I'm going to let those cook, and then we will slice them up. So as soon as you cook them on both sides, you're going to pull them off, slice them up into diagonals, and I'll show you that, and then we'll cook our noodles and our veggies in between that time. Okay, I've gone ahead and seared both sides of this chicken breast. I'm going to just slice it up in diagonal pieces, and it's pretty much done. The thickest parts of the chicken still has to cook a little bit more, but it's going to do that when I throw it in the pan with the veggies. Now you could do this either this way and sear it first on the one side or on both sides, or you could just go ahead and slice it from the get-go. That would work too. Either way, it's whatever your preference is. They both work the same. Doesn't take very long to do it this way or the other way. It's just easier sometimes to slice the chicken after it's been seared on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and slice that back in there, throw that back in the pan. Now, you might want to go ahead and cook that just a little longer to get those sides that aren't finished yet. Okay, and so we'll go ahead and sear up those other sides of that chicken. And then I would just pull it off and let it rest while we do the vegetables. Chicken's finished. We are going to go ahead and do the vegetables. Now for the vegetables, I'm using the deluxe stir fry, the Flavor Pack Deluxe Stir Fry, and I pulled out about 2.5 cups full of it and put it in a little bowl. Then we're also going to use the Miner's stir fry sauce, and that's basically going to be the what's in our meal. So it's really easy. We use the chicken. Now you could use chicken or you could use the steak, whichever your preference is. If you wanted steak stir fry or chicken stir fry, it's totally up to you. I've done ham before. If you had ham, you can do just about anything with these noodles. So I like to throw my vegetables in first. I've got my oil nice and hot. So I'll just put my veggies in and let those saute a little bit. Now there's just a little bit of oil, about a teaspoon or tablespoonful of canola oil in this pan. And we'll go ahead and get that cooking, and then I'll show you the rest. Okay, we have got our vegetables pretty well ready to add the noodles to. So I go ahead and just actually add my noodles into the pan. Sometimes you have to put a little more oil in there with them. And then you're gonna just let them saute in that hot oil. Like I said, add a little oil if you need. I had a little oil in the bottom of mine, so I think they're good. I like to salt and pepper them a little bit. Okay, I've gotten my veggies done. I added my chicken and my noodles. And then I went ahead and let it saute a little bit, put some olive oil or some canola oil in it, a little bit of soy sauce, and it's been just cooking for a few minutes. Now, you don't want to cook it too long. You don't need a lot of sauce to it, a lot of their stir-fry sauce. I added about 1/2 cup of stir-fry sauce. You don't need to let it cook that long because basically everything's cooked. I cooked my chicken, I cooked the veggies, and now the noodles are just kind of warming through. They've already been cooked. So we're just letting that get through everything, and I think it's ready to plate. So we'll go ahead and plate it up. Now, this only took 2 chicken breasts. You have enough here to feed a family of 4. I did this on as far as the theme night, there isn't really a Chinese night. I threw it in on Wednesday, the breakfast, meatless and fish night, because I love Chinese. And to top it off, I'm going to go ahead and put just an egg roll in it. That is the Ming vegetable egg rolls. They're our favorite egg roll. We also have the pork egg rolls available too. But there you go. So Wednesday night, Chinese. Okay, another one of our ideas for our pizza night is to use our Tuscan mini rolls for a French bread pizza. Now, the easiest way to do this is to pull your rolls out, let them thaw on the countertop. I just leave them in the bag and let them thaw. The other thing you can do is put them in the microwave for about 15 to 20 seconds, depending on how strong your microwave is. And then just take a big bread knife, slice them down the center, make them kind of even and smooth. And then you're gonna go ahead and just place them on a cookie sheet. I'll cut a couple more here so we can get those. Mine are just a little bit frozen. I kind of like them that way so that they do a nice flat and even cut, and they stay together really well. You can see how those come out really nice. And when you put them in the oven, they're gonna thaw anyways cooking. So So for the sauce that we're going to use, the pizza sauce, and you can put anything you want. This would be a fun family night for our kids to do, to make their own pizzas. And you know, kids don't eat a big pizza anyway, so you can just do a little piece and they'll be happy with that. But the way I make my pizza sauce is just a little small can of tomato sauce. And then I like the Italian dressing that we have, the Italian seasoning and pizza seasoning, Italian and pizza seasoning mix we have. And I just take about a tablespoon and dump that in the tomato sauce. I also like to put in some garlic supreme, about a teaspoonful of that, throw that in there too. And then mix that up, and that's gonna be your tomato sauce. You can also use this for marinara sauce, for mozzarella sticks, or anything along the Italian line. It works really well for that. So you're gonna go ahead and just put that on your pizza or on your bread. About 2 teaspoons full. I'm just gonna do a couple of them so you get the idea. And then I didn't use anything from the Week of Meats packs because I used all my chicken already for my 2 other meals. But if I had chicken left, this would be great for pizzas too. You could make a chicken pizza. And that's what I was originally intending, but then I decided to do the chicken in another recipe. So see how versatile the meats are. You can do them with anything that you want to make that week. And you can switch your recipes too. I kind of like that idea. So I'm just putting a little bit of cheese on there first. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some pepperoni. And this is our margarita pepperoni, which we also carry, which is wonderful. Nice to have it just in the freezer. You can pull it out. Put pepperoni. I have some black olives. You can't have pizza without black olives. So we'll put a few black olives on there. You'll see how those look. Kind of looks good there. They're kind of fun. They're not really big. I like that idea because if you're really hungry, you can have 2. If you're not so hungry, just 1 is good with a salad or anything like it. You could also make our mozzarella sticks with this, which is always a common thing at our house. And then go ahead and top them off with cheese. And then now you're going to put them in the oven and cook them at about 375, depending on how hot your oven is. So I'll go ahead and just pop those in there and we'll see what they look like when they come out. Okay, we've got our pizzas out of the oven. And I'm going to go ahead and just dish those up so you can see what they look like. I bake them at 375 for about 10 minutes. And they're nice and crispy on the bottoms. And the cheese is melted. They look really good. So I'll show those to you. So this would be really fun for an evening, like I said, with your kids. You could have pizza night and just set up for French bread pizzas. For any kind of variation or any of those nights you just didn't want to cook and you want something fast. The Tuscan mini rolls are wonderful. I use them for garlic bread. I use them for these mini pizzas. Anything I need bread for in a quickie. I love them with meatball sandwiches. I love them with the barbecued beef, the pulled pork sandwiches. There's just so many things you can do with them. So go ahead and get yourself a bag of those, a case of those. There's 24 in a case and you'll love them. And then do whatever you want to do with them. Okay, I want to tell you what we've got planned for the weekly meal planner using that Week of Meats pack. So you'll get this in your PDF. You can print this off. It's got everything in there for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we're going to use, like I told you before, the Food Nannies outline. So I'm going to cook for you a comfort food, as it is Monday today, kind of a rainy day. So we're going to go ahead and cook some comfort food. We're going to use the Blount mac and cheese and a steak. So we'll have the mac and cheese, a steak, a salad, and that'll be your meal for Monday. Now I'm only cooking 2 of the steaks. There are 4 in your pack, so you can make it for a family of 4 or a family of 2, whichever. And also these steaks, as you can see are 6-ounce beautiful sirloin steaks. I think you're going to be really happy with them, and if you wanted, you could cut that in half. If you only wanted to do a small portion of meat, you could do 3-ounce for each person. So you could actually get 8 steaks out of it if you cut them in half. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to sear the steak first, and then we'll pop it in the oven for a few minutes, and then we'll get ready to plate with our mac and cheese. Okay, we'll go ahead and put these steaks in our pan, and I've put Montreal steak seasoning on them. I love that steak seasoning. Now remember, you're going to want to not turn them until they get nice and brown and crispy on the side, and then rotate them and turn them one more time. Okay, these are ready to go ahead and put on the cookie sheet. We'll pull them off. You see they have a nice little sizzle on the one side, on both sides now. If your pan's really hot, it doesn't take very long to sear those. So we'll go ahead and get those ready, put them in the oven. I put the oven at 400. You're gonna cook them probably about 10 minutes. I like them medium rare, so they're gonna go to 145 on the temp. So we'll go ahead and put those in. Okay, while those steaks are cooking in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and saute some onions that we'll put over top of our steak along with that mac and cheese. So I've just taken about 2 tablespoons of butter, put them in this saucepan that I seared that steak in, and we're just going to put those onions in. It's just a sweet onion that I've sliced into rings, little slices. Doesn't take very long to do onions. If I'd had mushrooms, I would have thrown mushrooms in there too, so either way, onions and mushrooms are really good on top of steak. So we'll let those sizzle for a little bit. It's going to take probably about 5 minutes, just until they start to get translucent, and you'll be able to use those on top of your steak. Okay, I just pulled the mac and cheese out of the oven. Now I cooked this, there's a couple different ways you can cook it. It comes in its bag. Here's the bag, and it comes totally frozen. And I let it thaw in my fridge, and then I just cut the top and put it in a baking dish, because I wanted to add some breadcrumbs and stuff to it. So I've had it in the oven about 375 for about 30 minutes probably. I'm going to go ahead and serve it. I did sprinkle breadcrumbs over the top, so I'm going to serve it in this little dish. Now you could actually do the dishes themselves, like if you wanted to dish it before and put it in the little ramekins and then put it in the oven with the breadcrumbs on top, you totally could. I just kind of did it in a faster way. So there's that mac and cheese. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want to finish off our steaks, place those, we'll put our onions on, and then there's our dinner. We're good to go on that meal. So I'll go ahead and take first I'm going to put my butter in. Remember our Chef Chamois garlic and herb butter. So you want a couple teaspoons of that, throw it in there in a nice hot pan, put your steak in. Don't burn your butter like I'm getting so hot here. And then you're just going to melt your butter and put it over top of your steak. And the more you do this, the better you get at it. All right. Okay, I didn't want to burn that. That's pretty hot. My hot plate's hot. Okay, we'll go ahead and place our steak on there. And put some onions on top. Now, if I was like a chef, like my son is, I would have all these onions perfectly sliced in the exactly the same size. But as you can tell, I'm a mom, and I just do the best I can. So there you go. There's your comfort food dinner tonight, and dinner served. You can also add a green salad if you'd like. I just want you to know how easy this is. The Week of Meats is a great thing to add to your freezer and to have it on hand so you can use it anytime. The chicken is wonderful. The steak is absolutely fabulous. The roast, so soft and tender, you're gonna love it. And there's so many things you can use it for. So get yourself this printed out. You'll have your whole week of food. You won't even have to think about it. There's so many good things on there and ideas. And thanks, I hope I've taught you a few extra things that you didn't know before you joined with us tonight, and I'm excited for you to try them out. Thanks.